Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Seekers of Sarmanath. We have just had a successful surgical magical removal of a curse from the sandbar. And you guys have had some time now to relax from this ordeal. I have gotten some advice from Lionstalker, and now find yourselves in Sarmanath. One curse removed, and with an idea of what maybe to do next. I don't know. What is your plan? What are you all doing now?
I think, are we going to go look for quest?
Yeah,
quest
a
board?
quest or a mission.
Weren't we going to go... I bring up that Lionstalker mentioned we should go north to the elves if we want to ask more about
That's
this.
why we were looking for a job. So we have
one that would
also
take us
a
up north.
reason. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Should we raid around in town for a couple of weeks? I have an order coming in, so if we're going to be around for a while anyways.
Cut weeks or nah? Yeah, nah, crew.
We could always wait 2 weeks and then head out after that.
So fucking stir crazy, but sure, let's do this.
All right, you're looking to spend a couple of weeks in Sarmanath.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit less, but...
Okay, a little bit less. The city is bustling and busy as always. You're trending towards winter here in Sarmanath. The days of the blistering sun are kind of becoming shorter and shorter. It rains from time to time, kind of drenching the populace, but they still tend to be out in the streets doing their wares, going about their business. During the rainy seasons, it's more important than ever to resupply your salt and make sure that you are protected from whatever strange going-ons are happening in the night. Make sure that fey creatures don't come in and start playing tricks on you. So you begin to see more and more kind of times with salt sellers kind of getting long lines as they
I'm
mess about the
totally one of those people fucking with the local people, making like illusions appear around the place so that people are like extra crazy about it, like extra salting their yards.
So is Janlar, by the way. Janlar is all about that.
Minor illusion and shit, walking down the road with my plus charisma cigar in my mouth, just like, look, a fairy. And when the children all look, I'll like make it appear.
And I'll make sure to like make noise because minor illusion only does one of the two. So
Exactly.
the image, I'll make sure to make noise for it or something.
You
No,
begin-
the ghost of Emily Pumpkin. Holy shit.
You begin terrorizing the little children of Sarmanath with your Ghost of Emily Pumpkin, as they are making, their warding of evil signs and begin trying to get little protections and charms and trinkets. So, other than terrorizing children, what are you doing? How do you spend your week here?
At some
Tom
point,
doesn't have
Janlar-
very much money left, so I think he's getting drunk, but on like cheap wine, and he's a little sad about it. He's doing the equivalent of just like buying boxed wine and staying in.
Are you leaving
sad.
the like merchant quarter and going out to like Bloody Bows and the kind of like smaller inns on the outskirts of the city?
Yeah, he's going to the cheaper establishments because he can't afford the nice stuff anymore. He just bought his new armor,
Okay.
and he has to pay Rose back.
You start getting drunk. Tom continues his drunkenness in kind of lesser regarded inns across the city.
I think he enjoys the wine less, but maybe enjoys the company more.
You like the kind of
other
rough and
alcoholics in
tumble
the
people.
bars.
more alcoholics, but also just like I think people is it a little bit more lively in the kind of like outskirts inns.
Oh yes. So
Oh yes.
Nice source of inspiration right there.
The smaller taverns, especially the ones that kind of are in the slums and the small towns and cities that are just outside the city proper, the ones that build up to like the walls of Sarmanath, are very rough and tumble. They're known for having violence outbreaks and gambling and fist fights, things of that nature. The most famous by far is Bloody Bows. Which is widely considered actually to be the best tavern in all of Sarmanath, and perhaps even all the Midlands, because its food is just that good. But the reputation for good food is only matched by its reputation for random violence. Right? Proper manners include making sure your blade is unsheathed and visible at the table, so that everyone can see it. And it is not uncommon that there be a duel to the death outside over a game of cards or a seeming slight. Yeah, they give very good ale and very good fish stew.
I think during this, Tom's gonna cede his remaining 4 gold on some gambling relating to all these fights and cards. Like he's more of a spectator and like putting bets on who's gonna win. How would we resolve that kind of thing? Like if I cede 4 gold,
a random fight breaks out, and so I think we're going to make a gaming skill check. Right? Do you have access to any gaming tools, dice, darts?
No, I'm not running the games. No. I'm just like watching.
But
like,
you're placing
when
bets,
fights
right?
break out, I place bets on who's gonna win.
Okay, so I think it's just an unproficient gaming tool save here, right?
What would that be with like attribute wise? Is that charisma or wisdom?
Wisdom or intelligence, probably.
Wisdom makes sense. Wisdom's kind of like
sizing.
As a
judge
kind of like
of
insight
character.
related, right?
Yeah. So I want you to roll me a d8, and that will let me know who you are betting against.
Okay, d8. There you go.
All right, you are betting against a gentleman with a decent eye. You see a fight break out, and the proprietor of Bloody Bows jumps out, a rough and tumble half-elf woman that sees blades come flashing. She grabs both of their hands and says, enough of this! I'll have you out of the tavern! And just drags them out into the front yard. You and another gentleman kind of walk out to watch this duel happen. He is a human male with a large mustache and a top hat that's slightly askewed. He has a rapier that he holds at his side, thumb on the hilt showing the blade, and held away from him. Finely tailored clothes. He kind of leans in and says, "Oh, I see that we have a little fight breaking out. Any interest in a wager, good fellow?"
Yeah, I'll put my money on the smaller one.
The smaller one? Oh.
Yeah.
Look. They do say styles make fights, but I know that a few £100 gets the job done more often than not. I'll take that.
If the difference were bigger, I'd agree with you, but I don't know. I'm looking at stances, and I think the smaller guy knows what he's doing with all that weight that he has.
He's a little older, a little more experienced, but just
very fine. Excellent. Oh,
right.
What do you say to a few gold pieces? Yes. And much like this, you bet away some gold. So let's make an opposed gaming check. You are facing an experienced gambler, but not the best. But his eye is truer this day. The larger gentleman is outpaced by a flurry of blows from the smaller one. His stance is clearly superior, but the brute strength of the larger gentleman wears down his opponent rather quickly, breaking his guard, and he pummels him to death in front of the inn. The small glint in the eye of the gentleman to your left says, "Oh, well, you seemed you had the right of it after all, but, as always, stronger gentleman always wins."
We're probably watching, the smaller guy just have, his head pounded in with, blood splurting out as Tom just kind of, reaches out and drops his 4 remaining gold pieces into the other guy's hand.
He kind of does that thing where he rubs the coins together, places them in a pocket somewhere in his clothes, and says, "I hope you are here quite often, friend." And he turns back inside to go enjoy his delicious fish stew.
Well, I guess I'm not much of a gambler, and I go back in.
So, over the course of your week, you lose some gold coins to people gambling on fights and taverns. Rose, Sambar, what are you doing?
You let Rose. No, I'll go last. Because I always fuck around. So.
Okay, alright. Rose, what are you doing for a week? Your party here is just sitting in Sarmanath, doing their own thing. What does Rose occupy her time with in this city?
Well, the thing is, there's not much gardening I can do since winter is approaching, I guess. And I don't really like people salting their houses. I find it kind of offensive. So I'm gonna. Algernon doesn't return within that week, I take it, right?
No, Algernon has left, and no one in the tower, as you ask around, even the librarians, have heard anything from him. It seems that he is still out seeking.
So I'm gonna take over his shifts in the library.
Oh, okay. The librarians are happy to teach you. All of them are kind of friends with Algernon. You've kind of probably met them, talked with them during your stay training as a seeker. And yeah, you spend your time, sorting books that have been borrowed and returned, unlocking deeper recesses of the chamber for those that are coming to research, cleaning up after, messy scholars that don't treat the books with as much care as you would prefer, and the like. Is there anything you're looking to do specifically during your time as a librarian?
Definitely.
Okay.
Every time somebody speaks, I'm going to do shh. I would also like very specific. I would also like to find a book about the elves that we were told about the up north. Is there anything written down about them in the library?
Yes, plenty. The races that come from beyond the rifts are a very popular subject in the Library of the Seekers. There are whole sections, in fact, an entire floor of the library portion of the tower dedicated to the various myths and things that we know about the elves. Some written by elves that have joined modern civilization, right? Human civilization. Some of them are in Elvish. These are books and scrolls that seem to have been written down since they came over in the traditions of the High Elves. There are rumors and myths and legends and details of their society aplenty to be found in the library.
Okay. Well, do the people we are going to visit, these elves, do they live in like an enclave, or is it like a proper city, or what are we expecting there?
What you know is that when the war stopped and the Court of Kor closed off from the world as you know it, the elves that came over had two different kind of types. Some of them decided to traverse the world and kind of integrate into the lands. Some successfully, some not. Some prejudices were around. Over the last 1,000 years, prejudices have kind of waned in some cases, but in some more isolated areas or ones more closely affected by the war, they stick around to some degree. But there are those that have hillside homes, little local wooded homes near civilization, some that actually live in the cities of man. But there is another that's stuck more closely to the ways of old, and many of them settled in the forest now known as Elvendar to the north of the Midlands. This is a forest that is deep, dark, dense, anyway, and has been home to elves for over 1,000 years now. They have tended to it and grown it to be much like the lands of old that they came through. And in the center of it, there is a society of elves that still hold to the old ways.
Okay.
And, that.
And
Sorry.
Is there a book that tells me just more about the general area, like what kind of animals are in there, or what kind of monsters live there except for the elves and
sure,
yeah,
like a National Geographic Elvendar. You search around and find some such book, a bestiary of some sort of the lands of the Elvendar.
I guess I only have a week, so I will, after looking through all this and getting the random gist, I will just read that book then one night, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Is there any specific information you're looking for in that book right now, or just knowledge for use later?
No, just for use later. Nothing specific right now.
Okay, excellent. So that is how Rose spends her time in the city for a week. What are the rest of you doing? Sambar, you had something you wanted to do. What's up?
I want to spend like a day or two making arrows out of the griffin feathers. The Lord of Silver shards that I got, like the wood that was left over from when I had my spear and stuff made, and the last of my antlers. But then I want to enlist myself to go help the local town hunters because I want to test this new bow before I get my Silver Lord bow, because that's still being made as well.
Okay. You can make up to 10 arrows a day, I think we said. Was that, or was it 20?
20 was the number, and I have 20
Perfect.
and
so in a
feathers
day or two, you can easily make those 20 arrows, no problem. You spend some time hunting. There are less hunting trips this time of year as it is colder. Lots of the animals around here that you would normally hunt are scarce, having kind of started settling down for the fall and winter months. But you do go on some hunts. You are essentially signed up with a small guild that will pay out for large antelope hide in the mountains, and you begin hunting out dire antelope. Please go ahead and roll me a survival wisdom check to see how well you do with your hunting crew out for this week.
Okay. 11?
11. You do about average. You don't do anything that stands out from the crew that you are with. Many hunters do better than you. Some do worse. You manage to successfully track and kill a good portion of dire antelope. You skin them, bring back their hide and their various components to your employer. And you are paid a reasonable 5 gold for your time hunting this week. When you fire the bow, you find that it fires the arrow at about what you would expect it to be. The arrow does not seem to be striking with greater power or ferocity, but it does seem to have an energy in the string when you let it go.
Okay. I'm gonna need that bow for my character sheet later, but yes, I understand. Cool. Other than that, I think I get my armor this week and my bow this week, and then I'm good to travel.
Yes. Brimblestein gives you some nice leather, nice hide armor that is light and flexible, as if it were a leather armor. So it counts as light armor, even though it is in fact hide.
Cool.
The bow is completed at the Fletchers, and you have a nice shining Lord of Silver Realm bow. It is just a longbow, but it is well made and valuable. You think it would sell for at least 3 times the price of a normal longbow to a standard collector, and if you found somebody interested in the occult, perhaps even more.
My AC just dropped. Let me fix this.
Janlar, what are you doing for your week of time here in Sarmanath?
Well, the first thing I want to do is I have a couple spells that I've read out of that spell book that I have not used yet. I want to try to put those into my own spell book.
Okay, absolutely.
Specifically, Alarm and Burning Hands.
Okay. Alarm and Burning Hands are spells of your level, and are easily added to your spellbook from memory. It seems that they are more powerful in your memory than when they show up in your book. The formula that you're adding essentially is the arcane equivalent of your normal first level spells. But you know that if you cast these, they are as powerful or as charged up as a higher level spell.
Yeah, when I used sleep, I knew for sure that it had done that. And I mean, obviously casting gate, I can't cast that. So,
if you attempt to, are you attempting to put any of your higher level spells that you've read from the book into yours?
Well, no. So first, I was going to try Alarm and Burning Hands.
Okay.
Because those ones I hadn't. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Those ones I hadn't used yet. And then after that, does that cost me any money? Does
No.
it cost
No. You have the materials required to put those spells into your book on hand, especially in the city.
The next thing I would try would be Magic Missile, one of the ones that I had already used. I don't know if I still remember that.
It feels like you do, right? Your memory, you're like, oh, I just that it's like it's on the tip of my tongue and I just can't quite get it. So in order to remember the arcane formula and transcribe it into your book, I want you to make a DC 16 Arcana check. Or Arcana check.
Arcana?
Yes.
Good news, everyone. I'm only using my made arrows now. I've run out of regular ones.
Nice.
Right.
25. It seems that you do remember enough of the spell, and as you sit there for a day, you can transcribe the first level spell Magic Missiles formula into your book.
Okay. After that, I would go ahead and try Sleep as well.
Okay. Same process for a first level spell, DC 16.
Real quick, before thinking, what was the stats on that bow again?
Normal bow. Just like a
Normal
long bow.
bow. Just
like a
worth
long
more?
bow. Huh?
Just worth more, yeah.
Yeah, so the Lord of Silver bow is statted just like a normal longbow. It is worth 3 times to a collector its price in the player's handbook, potentially more to someone of the occult.
We might want to spend some time trying to find a buyer for that.
So you managed to
Hell no.
put down
Okay.
Sleep and Magic Missile in your book, and from memory, it seems that enough of it is there left that you can do it.
After that, I would try one of the higher level spells then if I still have time. I don't know how much time this takes.
Okay. It takes about a day of study, of memory, and then experimentation to make sure that it's actually right. So you're going to attempt to try a higher level spell. Which higher level spell is it?
Well, the only 2 higher level spells I have are Gate and Meteor Swarm. So I think I'm going to try Gate because
All right. Gate you have already casted and is at a higher spell level than you. As you try to recall its arcane formula, it is always just beyond your ability. Yeah. Meteor Swarm, however, you have fresh in your mind. You can see it blazing in your sight, as if you were staring at it in the page. To put it in your spell book, I want you to make a DC 20 Arcana check.
Which is going to be the one I don't roll a DC 20 on. Oh, there's an error in my formula. It's a lie.
He's just scared. He doesn't
He's
want
scared.
to
That's
say it.
not accurate. My formula's never wrong.
All right. You have enough arcane training that you can map out the very complicated Meteor Swarm spell. You're pretty sure that this is not something you could memorize.
Oh, yeah,
But you get it in your book, and it is there in its full 5-page glory.
Do I still know it? Or do I still... in
You
my
feel
head,
like you could cast this.
Do I still feel
at a
like I can
moment's
cast it?
notice.
Okay, nice. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. After that, I think that's all I would do then. And I would take the rest of the time drinking with Tom out in the slums.
All right.
I thought you were going to the library for studies, but
So-
that's okay.
For your
I was,
3
sorry, we had a...
For your
Dramatic
3
experience.
successful spells that you've added to your spell book, please mark down 3 more pages on your character sheet from the book have disappeared.
So you're saying that like those spell pages
Yeah.
specifically?
So you were already at like 5, right? So 3 more have disappeared from the book. I just want you to track that because that number matters for saves and whatnot.
Okay.
Real quick, how much does leather armor and a standard longbow sell for?
You can find that in the player's handbook.
Greg, remind me to ask you a couple questions about those when we get off stream later.
Okay.
Spell.
All right. Sure thing. Goric, what do you do for a week?
I think it was Lionstalker mentioned a couple of times there'd been some trouble in Sarmanath, like a robbery.
Yes.
What can he? I've heard several people mention that a few times. What can he tell me about this burglary that occurred?
Well, there seems to have been some underground auction selling illicit goods, rift goods from a vanishing city. Dara, the keeper of the trial, sneaky. It has a name. I've had too much wine. I can't remember it. The Dara, the trial keeper, went to infiltrate it to find what was there. She stumbled into more than she expected. It seems that there was a whole cult that. Oh yes, I seem to remember now. It was the trial Umbra. It's almost like somebody else told me.
It wasn't Shadow? I thought it was Trial Shadow.
I think it was the Trial Umbra, which means shadow in Latin.
Yes. So, she found more than she expected. There's a whole cult there that seems to have been siphoning these goods to themselves, along with other nobles and less savory folks. I believe the Thieves Guild had a representative there. The Thieves Guild out of Far Arden. Is it Far Arden? What is I? Yes, Far Arden. The Lamplighters, they will. Dara attempted to end it before the goods could be removed from the home of this nobleman. However, the level of casters in this auction and this cult proved higher than anticipated. She was overwhelmed and had to ask for the help of Bran and Janlar, the dragons, to come and sort it out. A pitched fight ensued, in fact. He kind of waves his hand over to the noble area. You could still see the scorched earth of what was once a fine elven home, destroyed in the aftermath. We were unable to collect any of the items. It seems they were spirited away in the chaos. No cult members were alive enough to question after the fact. We are quite concerned about whatever ill intent they may have, and also that they have found a way, it seems, to penetrate the vanishing city. Such artifacts of power, or perhaps riches there, would be, well, dangerous, frankly, outside of the Seekers.
I see. Do you have any leads? Is this something that you
I don't
handling
personally.
yourself?
I am not personally handling it. No. Perhaps Bran may feel fit to share, or Janla herself. If you can find Dara, which is never an easy task, she always seems to just find you if you need her. She may know, though I did hear that she was gravely wounded during it. She is, as one would expect from the Master of Trial Umbra, the collector of secrets and rumors around these parts. If anyone knows the most about it, it would be her.
I see. Well, perhaps then we shall speak with Dara if she finds us and deems us useful. I will not trouble myself looking for her.
Very good. Let me know if I can be of any help. Feel free to search the estate if you wish. It was under watch for quite some time, along with your friend Janlar here. He managed to bypass all of our defenses without alerting any of us for quite some time. much
Yes,
the way it seems this cult did. So we were anxious, but seems
It's been a funny sort of week.
yes, it has. Seems whatever danger they posed is gone, at least for now.
And yeah, I guess Gorik stops talking to him. I don't know what else Gorik would do at Seeker HQ. I guess in Sarmanath I could kind of wander around and just... Who do I meet walking around in Sarmanath, Greg?
You can meet a fine number of people. Let's find out. I don't know.
Describe the most interesting person I meet just wandering around talking to people in Sarmanath. What's their
Okay.
name?
You find a strange elf dressed in a fool's outfit, feathers and large outsized puffy clothes, different colors and stripes, a strange hat with bells on it. Clearly elven. He has the look and upbringing of one, and he is traversing the streets, hollering out about a great circus that you must attend. The circus is coming to Sarmanath, the great circus of Dorcastle. It's making its annual trip. You must see it. You must see it. There will be dancing lions, talking bears, amazing pyrotechnics. It is truly a sight to behold. Yes, come see it. The great circus of Dorcastle.
You there.
Oh,
Elf in
yes.
funny clothes.
Oh, hello.
When is this circus in town?
It will be coming in 5 days' time. It has already left Colvier. It travels slowly, mind you, but it is making its way up. After a short stop at the Talon Bridge, it will be here. You must come see it. It will amaze you. I am sure that even in your long life, Master Dwarf, you have seen nothing like it.
I doubt that, but perhaps we will have to watch this.
Yes, you should indeed. Yestrel has yet to ever lead anyone astray, I promise you that.
Can you cast thaumaturgy on someone else?
I think so. I don't see why
Okay.
not.
I cast thaumaturgy on him so that he's walking around crying. His voice booms like 3 times as loud as normal. I'll be like, good luck finding people for your circus. Here, let me help you. And I cast thaumaturgy on him and just walk off.
All right, and now there is a booming loud fool talking about the circus in town. All right, so Gorik, you just pal around town trying to make circles.
I probably spend some time in the library with Rose, just
Okay.
like looking at books. I don't know.
So,
Are there many dwarves in Sarmanath?
a few.
Do surface dwarves still observe burial customs of their ancestors, or did they reinvent?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends on the
sort
dwarf. It's kind of like, I would imagine any religion, right? The farther
Yeah.
away you get from its center, its various customs are observed in very many different ways, right? So you could find a group of surface dwarves that are very strictly following the rites of their, of their ancient religions as closely as they can. And it's probably just as likely you find a bunch that could care less.
Okay. I'll sort of visit a few dwarven communities and just kind of like let them know currently staying at the Seekers headquarters if any of them have friends or family that they want burial, like official burial rites for. So I imagine
Oh, somebody needs to get divorced, right?
I mean, I guess maybe, yeah. But that's not... I mean, I'm sure they could find a priest to do a divorce ceremony.
You find that surface dwarves are less like small pockets of communities inside the city and more just like people in the city, right?
Okay.
Like you're more likely to just find like, oh, dwarves live in this house, right?
Okay.
Dwarves are often really valued in cities, especially in towns, because of their long life. They make excellent like accountants and like treasurers and secretaries because they live through multiple lifespans of humans and can keep excellent records and know the goings on. So you see a lot of like bureaucratic dwarves in these cities. Like they run a lot of it because they just live longer and can take good notes and have long memories.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and then I just head to the Liberari.
All right. So a week passes. You've all done various things with your time. Tom, your splint mail is made from your dwarven friend, and it is just normal splint mail.
All right. When I go to pick it up, I say, if I'm buying splint mail, I don't have much need for this chainmail anymore. Would you be interested in purchasing this off me?
Give it here. Let me take a look at its quality and worth.
Yeah, so I like take it off and I'll start like while he's inspecting, I'll put on the new splint mail to try it on and see how it fits.
This is garbage if I've ever seen it. I'll tell you what. Who made this? I could not sell this in my shop. For the scrap metal, perhaps. Could reforge it into something else. A lot of work. For the metal, I'll give you 8 gold. How does that sound?
Can we make it 12?
How about 10?
Sure, that's fine. And I'll sell it to him.
Alrighty. He counts out 10 gold pieces for you.
Alright.
Now you remember, Tom. You ever find something worth my skills? Any good materials, you let me know.
Oh, I will. I might, if I ever come into a large sum of money, I might be looking into a little bit more of a complicated piece as well. Something, plate mail, perhaps.
Everyone wants plate mail. It's not so good.
Oh, do you have something better?
Hi, I have everything better. I am a true dwarf of stone and steel. Not like these pansies up here. You can't afford me though.
What would you recommend as an alternative to
You
to
need
plate
something
mail?
more flexible, but harder. You need real materials. I guess if you want to put yourself in a big pot of steel, plate mail's probably your best bet, but you can't move in it. You're just a standing little target.
I can't wait for Tom to get plate mail and then have somebody kill him with heat metal. Like, the irony would just be...
Unless
the old dwarf has the way of it.
See, I discovered something though. If it's made out of bronze is a non-ferrous metal, so it won't work.
I ain't making you bronze plate mail.
Also, bronze.
I told you to get me a real material.
I bet mithril is probably non-ferrous, to be fair.
Probably. Look, if I ever come across mithril, I'll let you know.
Aye.
I might actually turn to using a sword at some point if that becomes the case.
Well, your spear wouldn't be. I mean, your tip would be, but the rest of it wouldn't hafted.
Yeah, so it wouldn't really matter if you found mithril.
I don't think heat metal works on objects that aren't primarily made of metal.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I mean, like, if we find mithril, I'm
okay.
Yeah.
a sword
Well,
over a spear. Like, I'll have a mithril claymore, for fuck's sake. Like, hell yeah, let's do this two-handed business.
All right. So I get my split mail and I say, all right, I believe that was the longest wait we had. Is there anyone else who's waiting for anything still?
I'm like patting my griffin shoulder. No, we're good. I don't know about the others.
Anyone need any more time in Sarmanath, or should we go ahead and set out?
No, were we gonna look for a quest first that was up north, or were we just gonna go straight north?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well,
Let's go to the quest board.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything up north that we can do.
I understand that you found an old dwarven ruin in the hills before I met you. No?
Were we?
Sylvan ruin.
Are you talking about the one that had?
They don't actually know that, Mike.
Was it? I thought it was Sylvan ruins.
Oh, do they?
Are you talking about the thing with the markings?
Yeah,
the
so
marking protection.
Mike knows what I planned to have under the cave that you found, but y'all never, you all never figured.
There was a mine shaft, wasn't it?
Yes, there was a mine
Oh,
shaft.
okay.
down.
Oh, the mine shaft?
Okay.
Yeah. Because
we knew that was
because he died and we were bringing him back. I gave him some.
There
notes.
you said there was used to be an old dwarven society down there, but that we figured they would probably be long dead, which is why we didn't explore it further.
Mm-hmm.
But you said
that's right. I remember people saying
dwarven society.
Undead, and we're not ready to do that without a character. I was joking about how funny it would be for my character to be down there already. Like, I've been down here for 1,000 years, just waiting for someone to come rescue me. So Gorek will say, well, I heard you found in the cave of the elementals access to. Did we ever name that settlement, Greg?
No, it's on the way up the Amber Peak, though.
Yeah.
The Amber Hall.
The Amber Hall. I heard you may have found access to the Amber Hall. Their society fractured and became disused long before my own time. It is possible that they may have a book of the dead that needs to be recovered. I am not certain if you are interested in exploring an ancient dwarven ruin, but...
Where did we...
That
The
was
mine
when,
shaft?
before. Yeah, that was just before I went away. So that was when we were killing the elementals, and I had the one elemental shard that I sent up north.
It was the cave where Villif died.
Was
Yeah.
Tom there for that?
I was there.
Yeah.
You were there for that.
We were all here for that, and then I left when you finished that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Finding access to old dwarf halls can be very difficult. I'm impressed that you discovered one.
That was not to the north, was it? That was the one to the...
No, that's the below us.
Yeah.
I do not wish to force you to go there, but it is something I am interested in investigating further. You can see if you have actual seeker business, but it sounds like though you solved the rift magic, you do not know what caused it. No?
Yes.
We think
I doubt that shaft is going anywhere anytime soon as well, so I'm sure we could follow either lead at some point.
sounds like-
Granted, our main campaign up north to the Elves is not going anywhere.
yeah.
A side quest couldn't hurt. There you go. If you're playing bingo, tick that one off the side box. Broke the fourth wall.
I feel like Millman breaks the fourth wall was a new thing from last week.
I do it every other week.
I don't
too.
remember Sambar breaking the fourth wall very often.
But he needs to actually make the bingo board so that we know what's on there canonically.
Right.
I'll make it after this.
Okay.
During my next game, I'll make us a bingo board. Don't worry.
It's okay, Greg. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. It'll take an hour, and then we know what we want to do.
One of them should be Faye makes a noise not realizing she's not muted. Like
Yes.
the sneeze or the yawn or some disparaging comment about someone's
Oh no, now I need to yawn.
If you're playing, you can tick it. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm actually for doing the dwarf cave.
Yeah, I would say the dwarves are just
Sure.
as good of a lead as the elves at this
It's
point.
not too far away from town too, so if we get fucked up, we can back out pretty good.
And we should have basically cleared the way through the dwarves to the dwarf.
I mean, the old dwarf book that we had was one of our first hints about the Silver Lord and his old identity, right? So an old dwarf ruin might actually have the information that we need.
Yeah,
It is very
Okay.
possible there will be more information there, yes.
Well, let's go. I know where it is. I know how to get there. Wanderer.
Okay, and so you guys are setting up to the cave in the Amber Peak, right, where the elementals were. Gonna go down a shaft.
Yep. You don't even have to load a new map, Greg.
Yeah, I gotta make one because you guys never went that way, so I
Oh.
don't have any Dwarven Hall maps made. But yeah, okay, this sounds good. We will have all of you pack up all of your things and head out towards the Dwarven Peak. We have been dicking around Sarmanath for an hour now, so I think we will take our break and come back.
Sounds perfect.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
This sounds good. We will see you guys in about 5 minutes.